Hey guys, what up YouTube? This is Ron again, and I'm gonna talk about here's my nursing story time about post-mortem care and death. Kind of got the idea from actually not kind of. I got the idea from Nowski. He just made a video on what nurses do during death, and I can leave the link in the bottom description. He's also a nursing YouTube vlogger, and I'll put his contact information below, or not contact YouTube information below. But yeah, so I think death in nursing is really different because when I was exposed to it was like my last semester in nursing school, and like my unit was that I did my preceptorship on, they was really good at grabbing people for new experiences, or at least me. I was ready. I was down for anything. I was just ready to gain all the knowledge that I can and get as much experience I can. So it was one patient that was passing away, and they was expecting it. The family was prepared and everything. And a nurse grabbed me. And they was just like, the patient is about to leave. So I go into the room, and I was just there, basically to watch and support. And the nurse was like, "Okay, the patient is like gonna be leaving soon." And then, well, it's basically what she said, but the patient's gonna be leaving soon. And then the family, ironically, the just left the room to like get away, get something to drink. And then when they came back, as soon as they hit the door, the patient passed away. So that was really different. Like it was it was a weird experience. Like seeing someone pass away like that, and uh I don't know. It was I couldn't put it into words. It was like as soon as the family hit the door, the patient flatlined, and then they we cleaned the body up. I was helping with that, and I was a little bit nervous too, dealing with prepping the dead body. You have to put the tag on, and then you have to clean the body, and then also you have to put the body in a body bag. And when I was cleaning her, I could have swore her arm was moving, and I mean the patient's arm was moving, and it creeped me out a little bit. I'm not gonna even lie. Like I am not a huge person when it comes to funerals or seeing dead bodies like that at all. Um, I remember my mom told me like I was 3 months old, and like we had to go to a funeral. I was 3 months old. Let me repeat myself: 3 months old. Soon as we hit the door where the body was at, I started crying. Other experiences, my stepfather's father, he was going through hospice and everything, and he had to stay with us. So I gave up my room, and like he died in my room, and I don't do well with stuff like that. Like nursing, I'm fine with, but when it's personal, I cannot see family members or people I know in that state at all. I just cannot tolerate it. Um, I'm like, your strengths and your weaknesses when it comes to family and friends. I cannot see people like that. Like I just can't. And he died in my room. I did not enter my room. I didn't enter that apartment for like a good 10 days. And my mom was like, okay, you can't stay with your grandparents anymore. So I was just like, all right, I was forced to go back home, but I was like sleeping on the living room floor because I'm not about to sleep somewhere where someone passed away in the rooms that someone passed away in. I don't even want to be in an apartment. So stuff like that just kind of creeps me out. I'm not going to even lie. And the nursing is just different. You have to find the strength that you need to help the patient and the family. Okay, going back to the story, he was doing postmortem care and everything, and then the nurse was showing me like everything that she had to do documentation wise, like what time the patient passed away, uh, the time, documenting all the prep work they did, notifying like if the patient's a donor, what can be donated, how the patient passed away, if the body needs to be reviewed by someone else, and she went through that whole system. And it was a good experience. It's definitely different because it's a different experience from seeing someone pass away compared to seeing someone being born in this world. Like the first time that I saw like a baby being born was obviously in my clinicals, and it was just such a joyous occasion. And then seeing the opposite spectrum when someone passing and seeing people grieving and everything, it was just mind blowing and like an eye opener as well. And I, I was just, I don't know. I felt it felt weird. I'm not gonna even lie. You kind of feel bad, and then you also feel weird for dealing with the body compared to like you was used to like handling patients that was alive, but they might have been pushing the border, but they never crossed it. So that was kind of interesting. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just looking at notes, and then also in my nursing program, it was my first semester, and I still have my notes to this day. But it was a man. I think he was a hospice nurse, and he pretty much went over like death and dying in his own lecture and about his own experiences. And some points that he made, he said, I know one quote because I was writing everything down. It was just, he was such a good presenter, and I just wanted to keep the notes forever, so for my own records. But he ended up being an oncology nurse. And one quote he said, healing the heart through conscious dying. And mostly he was saying that have to be kind to ourselves in order to be kind to others. So you have to know yourself and pretty much accept yourself before you can like help others. You have to be able to help yourself first before you can help others. And that kind of stuck with me because you have to nursing you give yourself up to help others. I mean, give yourself you I'm talking weird. Okay. You sorry, slow cognition right now. You're giving yourself to the care of others. That's what I meant to say. And he also said, until you are prepared to die, you are not prepared to live. And that was from one of his friends from Vietnam. So it's true. It's just like it happens all the time. And it's just like, I don't think nursing programs fully, I don't think they fully give the content like it should be given because when someone dies, they are still your patient, they're still in your care, and you have to see it to actually understand that. Like when they die, that's not when you stop caring for them. You have to do the post-mortem care. You have to make all these preparations for them and the family. So that it was a huge eye opener for me. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, and then also silence speaks more than words. So words you can easily stumble and you might actually make it worse or might end up saying the wrong thing, but silence as a nurse can help the patient and the family just being there. Just using that healing sorry. Using that healing touch and just being there for the patients. And then just trying to do everything in your power just to make sure everyone is comfortable and at least as much as possible and make sure if they have any questions being there as a resource for them, the patient as well as the family. Um, I think that was mostly it. Let's see. Yeah, it death handling death in nursing. I think just comes with the territory, and I know it's going to take time to understand that. But I don't know. It's still hard for me. Like I haven't. That was only my one time experiencing that. But like handling it for my own personal experience is just I can't do it. I can't handle death well. I don't handle death well at all. I just don't like being near bodies like that. I don't like seeing people that I know in a casket. I just can't be near that. Especially working as a nurse, I can find the strength for nursing. I can't find the strength for my personal life. Because like my grandfather, he has Alzheimer's, and he has progressively declined since last December. And we was having a regular conversation, and it just came down to, I think I saw him. This is December. I saw him last October, and he didn't remember me. He didn't remember my mom. He didn't remember my sister. And it was just hard for me to see. I didn't know how to handle the situation. I didn't know how to communicate with him. And I just don't know. Like, and then my mom asked me, like, do you want to see him before I left to Minnesota? And I was just like, I can't do it. It's just, I can't see people like that I know. It's hard for me. And I know it's something I might have to, like, handle one of these days, but I can't handle it right now. But this is the end. I hope it helps you understand, like, nursing and kind of a different aspect of nursing, and knowing that you're going to have to deal with death in the profession. But and this is coming from, like, I am also inexperienced still too, but this is just from what I have experienced, and I hope it helps you. And yeah, God bless, and I hope your finals went well, and stay strong. If you have, some people might be graduating in May. Congratulations. If you're about to graduate now, congratulations still. And kill your NCLEX. And just keep moving forward, and just get as much experience as you can. Use all those experiences from other people to incorporate into your learning and to use in your practice. So that's all I have to say. Bye.